An Taoiseach, we are honored by that address. We are honored to have you here, as my cousin Jack welcomed you. I know you experienced the unique American reality of a delayed plane flight. We apologize. But we are thrilled that your first stop in the United States this week, where 100% of the Massachusetts population claims Irishness, that your first stop in the United States is here with us in Boston. And thank you for those remarkable words and the tribute to President Kennedy. Please, once again. Now, everybody, I have this extraordinary opportunity tonight to be the only thing that stands between you and dinner and no speaking program after dinner. So I'm literally what's keeping you in the seats. So because of that, I'm going to cut this speech in half, and we're going to fly right through it. I heard one yay from the front already, so thanks for that vote of confidence. I want to start by recognizing the person that makes all of these things happen on, once again, more notice than my family normally gives her, but Rachel Floor, I don't know, Rachel, where are you? But where you went, thank you. The benefit of having, as many of you know, trying to have to wrangle with my family is anything else seems easy by comparison, including a state visit. So, Rachel, to your team, well done. It's wonderful to see so many friends here this evening as well. Many of you have been stalwart supporters of so many members of our family, and on behalf of all 9,472 of us, we say thank you. Many of you have also met my children, James, 6, and Ellie, who's 8. I depart with them this week as they're on spring break. James said to me, "Daddy, where are you going?" I said, "Well, I have to go to the JFK Library tonight to see the Taoiseach." And he said, "A teacup?" I said, "Not quite. The Taoiseach, he's the Prime Minister of Ireland." He said, "What's his name?" And I said, "Leo Varadkar." He said, "Leo the Radical?" Not quite, but it actually made me think for a second, because Taoiseach, in the best sense of the word, it fits. The Taoiseach has, in fact, been an extraordinary force in challenging what it means to be Irish, what it means to offer women a right to choose, what it means to be able to embrace the one you love. The changes ushered in under his watch have transformed Ireland and altered it in the perception of the world. Ireland was, in fact, long known for its wild geese, those who fled during centuries of rebellion to find shelter on other shores, not as conquerors or nomads, but curious and bold, wielding swords and words on 6 continents to embrace life far from the Emerald Isle. Over time, these geese began calling in many languages. Now, Ireland herself, multilingual and multicultural, speaks over 70 languages. A polyglot republic on Europe's western frontier, drawing from these ancestral lines to the homeland, along with new arrivals sharing not Irish blood, but Irish ideals of freedom, tolerance, of opportunity, like the Varadkar family. His story, and Ireland's story, is a testament to the ideals the Taoiseach laid out this evening. A system of rules and structures premised on the dignity and worth of every individual, and a governing system by the people, for the people, to ensure liberty and freedom. Our welcome tonight to the Prime Minister takes place in a building dedicated to the life and career of our nation's youngest ever president, who dedicated his life to those beliefs. He stood on the frontier of a new world, ushering in a revolution of science, of medicine, and exploration. President Kennedy saw it at great political and personal risk, to redeem the promise of America to all God's children, and to live in the sunlight of freedom and liberty. He knew that the world's future lay in knitting closer ties with apostles of liberation, and freedom fighters on every continent, who labored, as we had, to throw off a mantle of colonialism. Like President Eisenhower before him, President Kennedy was skeptical that military might would bring lasting peace. There's programs like the Alliance for Progress, through which he sought to export books and not bombs, to build homes and businesses, and draw nations into our orbit through peaceful change. Nowhere was that more evident than in his decision to reach out to the Soviet Union and move forward with de-escalating nuclear tensions and shelve atomic weaponry with their threat to destroy the world. Quote, "I'm talking about genuine peace," he said at American University in 1963. The kind of peace that makes life on Earth worth living. The kind that enables men and nations to grow and to hope and to build a better life for their children. Not merely peace for Americans, but peace for all men and women. Not just purely peace in our time, but peace for all time. These words may seem strange and distant in a time of conflict, but they endure because they are timeless. And in a moment that they were uttered, they cut against the chill of a Cold War and Americans' obsession with an enemy. Tonight, we've had the privilege of hearing from a leader who has negotiated challenging political terrain to forge a new path for his own nation. An Taoiseach, thank you for all you've done to advance the cause of tolerance, for all you've done to secure peace and prosperity on the island of Ireland, and for your efforts to carry the message of peace for all. For in the end, we can surely say, along with President Kennedy, that there's nothing really radical in, quote, knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own. Have a wonderful evening, An Taoiseach. Thank you.